you ever wondered about the man who waited longer than anyone in history to become king? Let's dive into the fascinating life of King Charles III. From his birth as a prince to the moment he finally wore the crown. Born on November 14, 1948, at Buckingham Palace, Charles Philip Arthur George was the first child of the then Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Here he is, just a baby, completely unaware of the extraordinary destiny that awaited him. His birth was a momentous occasion, celebrated across the nation, as he was second in line to the throne. Growing up, Charles's primary residence was Clarence House, a grand London townhouse located on the Mall. He also spent considerable time at Windsor Castle and Balmoral Castle in Scotland, places that have remained central to his life. These historic residences weren't just homes. They were the backdrop to a royal upbringing, filled with tradition and duty from a very young age. Unlike previous heirs, who were privately tutored, Charles's education broke with tradition. First, he attended Hill House School in London, becoming the first heir apparent to go to school rather than being educated by a private tutor. Look at this picture of him on his first day. Later, he was sent to Cheam Preparatory School and then to Gordonstown in Scotland, the same tough boarding school his father attended. His time there was reportedly challenging, but it shaped his character in profound ways. After Gordonstown, Charles went on to Cambridge University, studying at Trinity College. Here he is in his university days, looking every bit the thoughtful student. He initially read archaeology and anthropology, and later switched to history, graduating in 1970. He was the first British heir to earn a university degree, again setting a new precedent for the modern monarchy. Following his university education, Charles embarked on a military career, following in the footsteps of his father, grandfather, and great-grandfathers. He trained as a Royal Air Force pilot before joining the Royal Navy. Here we see him in his naval uniform, serving on various ships, and even commanding the coastal minehunter Bronington in 1976. This period gave him first-hand experience of military life and leadership. Of course, a significant part of Charles's public life has been his married life. On July 29, 1981, the world watched as he married Lady Diana Spencer in a fairy tale ceremony at St. Paul's Cathedral. This image of them on the balcony of Buckingham Palace is iconic. The couple had two sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. However, the marriage was famously troubled, and they separated in 1992 before divorcing in 1996. Years later, Charles found happiness with his longtime companion, Camilla Parker Bowles. They married in a civil ceremony at Windsor Guildhall on April 9, 2005. Here they are on their wedding day. Upon their marriage, Camilla became Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cornwall. Their relationship has been one of enduring support and partnership. For decades, Charles was the Prince of Wales, a title he held longer than any of his predecessors. He dedicated himself to public service, championing causes close to his heart, such as environmentalism, architecture, and youth opportunity through his charity, the Prince's Trust. He was a working royal, constantly attending engagements and representing the Queen around the globe. The moment that defined his entire life came on September 8, 2022. Following the passing of his beloved mother, Queen Elizabeth II, Charles immediately ascended to the throne. At the age of 73, he became King Charles III. This transition marked the end of the Second Elizabethan era and the beginning of a new chapter for the monarchy. His official coronation took place on May 6, 2023, at Westminster Abbey. This was a moment of immense historical significance, steeped in 1,000 years of tradition. Here is the powerful image of him wearing the St. Edward's crown, the very moment he was formally crowned king. Beside him is his wife, Queen Camilla, who was also crowned during the ceremony. So, to recap the question of how many wives he has had, King Charles III has been married twice. His first wife was Diana, Princess of Wales, and his second and current wife is Queen Camilla. From this black and white photo of a young, contemplative prince, to this image of him as a confident young man in his prime, and finally, to this portrait as a monarch bearing the weight of the crown. The life of King Charles III has been a journey of patience, preparation, and profound transformation. His story is not just about waiting for a throne, but about carving out a meaningful role while doing so, and finally stepping into the destiny he was born for. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the life of King Charles III. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about history's most fascinating figures, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.